Hey everybody, Dr. Chris here and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about one of the best exercises that you can do to stay healthy and injury free, and it's really simple, the bodyweight squat.
Today's exercise is the bodyweight squat.
Bodyweight squat.
Proper bodyweight squat.
Now this is something you can do anywhere, but we're going to start off in the gym. So let's go through some of the basics. Notice that I start with my feet approximately shoulder width apart and my feet externally rotated by about 5 to 10 degrees. The feet are engaged throughout the movement and I drive my knees towards the outside edge of my feet throughout the movement. This requires activation of the VMO, the muscle on the inside part of the quadricep. It is also important to keep the chest as upright as possible throughout the movement to avoid excessive lumbar flexion. Depending on the anatomy of your pelvis, you may or may not have a small butt wink at the bottom of the squat movement. This is acceptable if it is in an unloaded position and at the bottom or at the end of the range of motion. If we now look at this bottom squat position, you can see that the knees are positioned over the outside edge of the foot. A marker, such as a cone, can be used as a reference toward which to drive your knee during the squatting movement. In the bottom squat position, you should try to drive the glutes as close to the heels or the Achilles as possible. Here we demonstrate the difference between an active and an inactive foot. An inactive foot is a much less stable platform over which to perform a squat movement. When you lose the tension in the lower extremities, you can see that the arch of the foot collapses and the knees drift inwards into valgus. This is a problem and may lead to rupture of the anterior cruciate ligament during dynamic movements such as direction change or deceleration. Ideally, the goal is to descend through the movement while keeping the knees over the feet and the feet as flat as possible while the chest is in an upright position. If you are unable to perform this full movement unassisted initially, then you may use a fixed object as a support as you descend through the movement so that you do not fall backwards onto the floor. The goal is not to hang off the support, but rather to use the support as a feedback tool so that you may know where your body weight is positioned. When performing the squat, it's important to keep the technique in the back of your mind. However, although it's a technical skill, we want you to just move throughout the day. Try to incorporate it into your daily movements and just have fun. This is a natural human movement and position that many of us in the Western world have trouble with. Sure, maybe we can do it, sort of, just not through a full range of motion. But why? Probably because we are tight in certain places and weak in others. But why? Simply because we never do them. But why would we? These days, we don't need to. We have things like desks, couches, etc. to help us out. As a physician, I prescribe this exercise to my patients a lot. Since you should be able to do it, there is no better way to get there than to practice. Think about this. People in some places around the world use the squat all the time in a resting position. Little kids do it when they're playing. Most adults in North America never do it, but they should. It's good for maintaining and or developing hip, knee, and ankle mobility, along with glute, quadricep, and core strength. Assuming you have no contraindications, and I'd say there are very few, starting with a few reps and or short hold times is the way to go. Build up as you become more comfortable. So when and where do you want me to do this squat thing, you ask? Do it anywhere and everywhere. Get up from your desk intermittently throughout the day and do a few. When you do get something from the cupboard, hang out in the bottom position for a few seconds longer than you normally would. While you're answering texts on your phone, or when you're at home watching television, add it in. When you're at the airport, bus stop, train station, do it there. At the park while your kids are playing soccer. At the grocery store when you're getting something from the bottom shelf. When you're working on your laptop. There are tons of places you can do it. Get creative.
Okay.
By adding bodyweight squats and squat holds to your daily routine, I think you'll find you'll feel stronger, more mobile, and adaptable to lots of situations. You'll be able to do things and move in ways that you couldn't before. If you don't move well now, it's never too late to start. To move though, you have to actually move. There's no other way around it. In fact,
We want you to share your bodyweight squat with us. Take a picture of yourself doing your squat and be sure to tag us at Dr. Chris on Instagram or Twitter.
So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you found that helpful. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and make sure that you hit the notification bell so that you can be notified when we post new content. And as always, that's been a word from Dr. Chris, not your everyday ortho.